Good morning. I got wild hair today. I think I got wild hair every day. Somehow, you end up, apparently when you work in books, you still end up looking like a librarian. I don't know. It's whatever. Just roll with it. It'll be fine. Had an idea. First, I'm going to say that holy crap, bread is over $3 a loaf. And I don't know if I've not been paying attention or, I mean, I don't buy a whole lot of bread, but I think it was $3.55 for a loaf I just gave. And I was like, wasn't bread like $1 a loaf recently? Which it probably wasn't, it's just been that long. But it's weird. Things are crazy. But that's beside the point. We're not going to have to do a video about bread today. Or the price of things. We're not going there. My video today, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and actually I think it was my intention from the very start. If anybody remembers my very first video that I did, I don't even know if I put it on YouTube. I think I put it on Facebook to start, and then I ended up making a YouTube channel. Excuse me, my sinuses are killing me, so sound like I'm dying, but I'm fine. My whole point was to tell my story, you know, because I feel like the things we go through, it's for a purpose, it's to help people. Well, I've been thinking about, you know, how I've not been really sharing my story, which I'm a pretty private person. Like, I don't like telling everybody everything and, you know, all that, because a whole lot of people will take the information that you give or the things you're going through in your life, and they'll twist them and they'll try to, like, talk bad about you, and they'll put you down and stuff like that. And I've even, and just as an example, I had somebody come to me and say that somebody had told their friend that poor pitiful me was really down on my luck. And I'm like, why do you talk about people like that? Like, does it make people feel better about themselves to talk about people, like, if they think other people are struggling, or if they can look down on other people to make them happy? And then you've got people that will try to help you. Like, they'll be like, oh, I've got to help you. You really need help. And you don't want help. You know, so a lot of times I keep my stuff to myself, especially stuff I go through. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, how am I supposed to help people if I'm not telling anybody nothing? Like, just, you know, ignore the nonsense and ignore the crap that the devil does to try to get me not to say anything about what God's done for me, and just do it anyway. It doesn't matter what people think, because the people that are going to talk about you, or the people that are going to look down on you, the people that are going to be like, oh, you're so pitiful, I gotta help you, that's not the people you're going to be helping anyway. Like, it's not for them. What you're going through is for the people that you're going to inspire and that you're going to help. And if I help just one person, it's worth it to me. And there was a message preached last night at church, and our pastor, he was preaching, and he said, you're not telling people out there what God's done for you because you're not doing it in here. And if you can't do it in here, I know you ain't doing it out there. And I was like, wow. Just today, I thought I was going to die. Like, me and the devil went around and around with some stuff, and I thought I was going to die. And then here I am, I've made it to church, I didn't die, and I'm fine. God brought me through it again, and I ain't said a word about it. And it's like it just hit me, like, how are people supposed to know that there's help, that there's a God that loves you and is able to help you in everything that you're going through, no matter what you're facing? He's able and he's in control. If we don't tell him. And I was like, wow. And I just started thinking about like my story, and I started thinking about what God's done for me and where he's brought me from. And I mean, going all the way back to when I was, little. And I was just thinking about it, and I was like, man, you've got a huge testimony now. You've got huge miracles now that you could be sharing, in which God performs miracles in my life every single day. He does. And I've not been sharing them. I've not been telling anybody. Because I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I'm not big on socializing. I'm not big on being around a bunch of people. I'd rather be by myself. I don't like drama. I don't like partying. I don't do none of that stuff. I'm just not an out there person. I'm easigoing. I've got great people skills. I've got great customer service. I'm in sales and I have my own business. And it's easy for me to help people and, to have great customer service. I have great social skills, but I don't like using them. I don't like being in big crowds and big groups of people and, all this stuff. And I don't share a lot of stuff, but I do these videos and I want to help people. And I have a story to tell, a lot of stories to tell, that can help people. And I want to do that. But I've thought about this video and I was like, well, first, I'm going to say that if you see this video and you know me, don't be calling me asking me questions. Don't be calling asking how you can help me. I don't want no help. I don't need no help. God is helping me. I'm right where I need to be. I've thought about that and I'm like, it is so hard for me to try to tell my story and try to be a help to somebody and tell my testimony without people that know me, like asking me questions and are you all right? And like all this stuff. And it's like, I'm fine. And you get frustrated because you're trying to do your work. You're trying to do what, your purpose and stuff. And people are like, I don't know what they're doing. And then you got people that like talk about you and they're like, saying these horrible things, and I'm just like, oh Lord, I know it's the devil trying to get me to quit it, to get me not to say nothing. But I need to, because I need to be a help to somebody. But I gotta take my trash out, so I'm gonna pause you for just a second. I know that's not making a lot of sense, because you're like, well, people think you need help and they want to help you. You should let them help you. No. You shouldn't. I'm trying to think the best way to describe it. I've been in situations of things that I've needed to go through and been fine. Been fine. Didn't ask for help. Didn't want help. Didn't need help. Was completely fine in my situation. But I had people to look down on me and be like, oh my gosh, you can't live like that. And I'm over here like, what are you talking about? Live like what? And it's like, I have to remind myself, that there are people, they have to have certain things. They have to live a certain way or it's just awful. They just can't make it. And I'm over here like, I don't care what I need to do. I'm gonna make it, I can remember washing clothes in the bathtub because my wash machine messed up. I wash clothes in the bathtub. No big deal. And then I can remember heating water up on the stove so that I could take a bath because my water heater went out. And it's like, there are people out there that could not do that. And that's fine. You know, you do what you want to do. But what's so frustrating is that there's people that have lived in tents, that have lived in cars, that have done all kinds of stuff, and their story can help people, and they don't tell it because people are so judgmental, and they look down on them, and they're like, oh, poor pitiful you. And I'm over here like, it's not bad, it's great when you can survive things. And that's like little tiny insignificant examples, but when you can make it, no matter what comes your way, because I don't care. I've slept in a car before. I used to work on the road, and it wasn't nothing for me to go park at the next place I was going to be working at and sleep in the car. And it's no big deal. And it's like people think, oh my God, you sleep in a car. And they're like, how can you do that? And I've got to have like the Holiday Inn. And I'm over here like, y'all wasting money. Like that money can go so much further. Like, you know, but everybody's different. And of course, I'm at the shop now. I'm out of time. But I'm going to share my story. I'm going to share pieces of my story, and I want to be encouragement. I want to encourage people that your story will help somebody, whatever you're going through. And I've got a bunch of little stories, a bunch of little tidbits of my journey, things that God's brought me through, that I'm going to share. Obviously, this morning's going to be like the intro to it, because I'm at the shop, I don't have time, I'm running behind today, this is the story of my life. But those things that you keep to yourself, there are going to be people that look down on you. You know, there's going to be people that are like, oh, poor pitiful you, you're not driving a Mercedes, and you're driving around a beater, and you don't have money to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to look down on you, and they're going to be like, it's so sad, and why don't you just go get a job? And you have a job. And God is working in you. God has a purpose for you, a specific purpose, and it's not their purpose. And your journey, I swear this hair's just not going to work with me today. And your journey is going to be different. And the things you go through are going to be a help to other people. One of the things that Steve Harvey says in his videos a lot of times is that he lived in a car for 3 years. Can you imagine living in a car for 3 years? 3 years. And he didn't quit, and look where he's at now. Like, you can help people by telling your story. And I want to encourage you, I want to encourage myself to tell your story. Ignore the people that look down on you. Ignore the people that are like, oh my gosh, you're pitiful, and I want to help you. I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and then I'm going to hold it over you, and I'm going to like rub it in your face. Look what I did for you later. Ignore those people. Ignore it. Tell your story, because somebody needs it. Somebody, it's going to help them. Like, there is a reason you're going through what you're going through, or have been through what you've been through, and it is not all about you. Like, it can help a lot of people. It can encourage a lot of people. Do you realize that there are people that are struggling, that are like living in a bad situation, and they're too afraid to try to do better? They're too scared. And there are those of us that go out there and we take chances and we give it all we got, and we gain some ground. We keep gaining ground, And then you have people like Steve Harvey, who lived in a car for 3 years, and then now he's like, I don't even know, like a millionaire or whatever. But he didn't quit, and that helps people that are scared to try. That encourages people. Look, they did it. They did it. They did it. You know, you have a purpose too. You can do it. Like, it matters, and what we go through can help people. So ignore the nonsense, ignore the negativity, ignore all that stuff. Don't worry about what people are going to think, because it does not matter. Think about the people you're going to help. That's what matters. Because me personally, I told one of my friends yesterday, I was like, I don't care. I don't care if people believe lies on me. I don't care if people think bad of me. I know my heart. God knows my heart. And God knows the truth about the things that I've done. And if people go and believe lies on me and believe, you know, that I've done the horrible things that I've not done, I don't care. You know, it's irrelevant. Like, people, you're never going to please everybody, and there's always going to be somebody that's going to be saying awful things about you. And it's usually people that are jealous of you, that your spirit irritates their demons. Like, it's stuff like that, and you've got to just pray for them. And you've got to be about your business anyways. You cannot stop what you're doing, who you are, give up on your purpose, because every single individual isn't rooting for you and isn't happy for you, because the majority's not going to be. The majority is going to be mad. They're going to be like, well, I don't like her because she's doing this, you know, or, well, she's nice to people and I just don't believe it's real, it's fake. You know, like, who cares? Do what's in your heart. Do what God's given you. Be the best that you could be. Be who God created you to be. And if the devil don't like it, his representatives don't like it, his demons running around everywhere don't like it, oh well. Live your life. Be a help, not a hindrance, because you keep worrying about all this junk over here and what the devil's trying to do, and you keep being scared and afraid to be who you're meant to be, you're a hindrance. If you're not helping, you're hurting. So don't do that. Let's not do that. So I love you guys. I hope it's been a help. And I'm going to get around to my story. This is like the intro, you know, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there together. So hope everybody has a great day. And I hope I can get back to you soon with another video. And we're going to start with some stories. And I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. And I want to share what God's done for me. And I've already I've already started my autobiography. And I've worked on that. It's been probably like 6 years ago I started it. 6-7 years ago I started it. And I've only worked on it a couple times. Like, it's a journey. It is a journey. And it's a struggle. When you start going and revisiting things that you've not revisited in years, and it's like, you go through, if you're like me, you'll go through like all kinds of emotions, and it's a trip, but it's worth it for it to help somebody, to encourage somebody, you know, to help people to live a better life and to be a help to other people too. Like, it's worth it. Like, we've got to do better than what we're doing, and we've got to try. Like, we got to keep moving. We can't just give up. And I feel like so many people is just giving up. They're just beat down and they don't care. They've given up. And the shape our world's in is a result of that. You know, us giving up. We give the devil leeway. We let him come in. We let him do what he wants to do. And there's too much at stake. There's too much. God wants us to live happy and abundantly. And I don't know. Anyway, I've got to get to work. I'm running so far behind today. But hey, hope it was help to you. I love you guys. I'll be praying for you. Please be praying for me. And have a great day. And be happy. Just be happy. Be yourself. And